shit's in the safe. Got me a spot out the way. Nigga just tryna be safe.
Let's get to the sports talk.
Team that we all thought was more talented than they actually are, and we lost sight of the big men up front. What happens when you have big men up front, which is what the Eagles have had for years, is it covers up all your other flaws. It covers up your flaws at secondary, and it covers up your flaws at lack of receiver. Well, the Eagles lost some bigs, not only with like Chris Long and Michael Bennett, but there's two guys, Jason Peters didn't play yesterday, and two defensive linemen, Jernigan is hurt. And so the lack of bigs has exposed the flawed back end. Their secondary stinks. Their wide receivers have no juice to get downfield. So listen, we could pound on Carson Wentz all we want. It is not Carson Wentz in Philadelphia right now.
The saddest takeaway, though, is that because of what we saw yesterday, Stephen A. will not be walking in a Cowboy hat. I thought that the Cowboys weren't good and they were a terrible team, and let's just write them off. And Dak Prescott, this is why he hasn't gotten paid. Coach, who is this team? What did you see from them?
You saw a difference when you have your two tackles.
Okay.
And these aren't just average tackles. Best left tackle in football and an outstanding right tackle. So to me, you put that back in there. Dak had time to throw the football, did a great job. You talked about it, Dan, earlier in the show. They were more creative. Well, why? Because they're playing at home.
We'll start with the Eagles. When you have too many injuries, and then you have a big game on Sunday night, a team gonna see that you don't have any of your starters in. You got too many injuries, and you gotta plug everybody in. Don't know what they doing because they never been in that situation. Like they had linebackers in that ain't know what they was doing, and Dallas seen that, took advantage of it. It was plays that caused they sales. Sometimes they had no safeties in the middle, so you could easily make a slant route, make it more easy on their sales. They didn't back out of it. They was confused. Plays, they trying to make adjustments, let players open for an easy touchdown. It was just too much for the Eagles last night. Too many injuries. You can't blame it on Wentz. He didn't get protected last night. Script wasn't his fault. Wide receivers not creating separation so he could throw it to him. Wide receivers ain't helping him out. He had to hold the football long because ain't nobody beating no coverage. It's too many was going on. Their backside is not good. They was biting on too many plays. It was just too much. Eagles got too many injuries. This team up and down. They can't figure out where they want to go. They got a decimate team right now. There's so many injuries that you have to just put guys in those situations don't know what's going on. It's everything new to them. And it's a big time game for the division. And you see the difference with Dallas. When they got Zeke running at a high level, now you can flash and fake everything. Because everyone gonna bring everyone in the box. So that leave all your secondary that's not good by themselves with good wide receivers. And you seeing it. Guys getting beat. And you can't do nothing about it because the run game is going. Everything had to do with if they run game is going. And that's playing Prescott hands. That he can just flash and fake everything because everybody got 8 in the box. So that made his job much easier because the run game going all night. And they a play action fake team. They need that run game going. They won the mention this week. And you see the difference when Zeke is going, that's when the Cowboys offense works out.
That's why you get all these exotic motions, everything else. And they're smart. You're looking at, we saw that the triple option they ran. Because you run the option when you have numbers.
Yep.
That's why you run the option. They know they're playing a cover one. Well, standard runs don't work in it, but the option always does. You always had the numbers in your favor. So they were smart. They did some smart things, but it starts with protection and being able to run the football. If they can do that, they can beat anybody.
Did you just credit Boy Wonder? Kellerman for the
No, I credited Jason Garrett. You want to credit this Boy Wonder all the time. All this, I'm gonna credit Jerry Jones for putting this offensive line together. Because believe me, that's where it starts. When you can win in the trenches, which they clearly did. They never won in the trenches. They dominated in the trenches, and that's why they beat this team to sleep.
And the other side of it, and you just said it, like when Ezekiel Eillott is running the football, they look like a completely different offense, right? When they either don't get him involved or he isn't effective, they look like one thing. And when he's running the ball on first down the way he was last night, they look very difficult to stop.
They handed it to him 21 times on first down last night, and they ran it for over 6.5 yards a carry when they did that. When you get turnovers, when you get field position, and you do that with one of the best backs in football, you're going to score 37 points at home, right? And so the thing for them is like, don't lose focus of that. It's a fine balance, but when you're able to run the football like that, then that sets up these third downs where you can go make some conversions and you're not behind so much. You don't have to play from a position of safety where you got to be really careful with your play calls. And that's what allowed their third down success. They were 5 of 8 on third downs in the first half. Well, when you're running the ball so well and you get the 3rd and 2 a bunch, I know we like to devalue running back. It still matters.
Oh, heck yeah, you get somebody like that. You win on first and second down, it makes those third downs so much more easier, and that's what we saw.
Doug Peterson began the week by sort of guaranteeing a win, and then he sort of seemed to reel that back in. What did you
Well, that really bothered me, Gritty, because first off, okay, I get it. You're feeling good about it, and he was all pumped up, man. Like maybe he had but he sat in there, and it's like he's confident. Great. It sends a great message through your locker room. As soon as you try to back off on it, that sends a horrible message to your locker room. And to me, the great thing is Dallas, you motivated them. That was part of it. When you come out there, you motivated them. But you also sit back and told your team that, you know what, maybe I really don't believe. So to me, horrendous.
That's why you shouldn't speak so early. You can't speak about your team. Y'all have too many injuries on that team. Key players. You can't sit here and say, we're going to win. You see how to get the new guys ready for the Sunday night game that clearly did not know what they was doing last night. Your front line wasn't getting to Dak. He would have sitting back there comfortable throwing the football. And it's like, once you speak on it, the other team is motivated by that. And when you have a team that's dealing with a lot, you can't speak on that right now. And Dallas defense last night set the tone last night. Created that first time we gave him a short field. And then another time, did the same thing, gave him a short field. It gave the offense confidence because their defense played well to get them those short fields, and it got them going. When they see the turnovers from their defense, they make the offense go and finish the job. The defense did what they had to do, and the offense did what they had to do because of the short fields made them gain every confidence.
You can't handle it any worse. You should have doubled down and said, yeah, we're going to beat the heck out of him. And right now, what he had to do in this press conference, sit back and say, you know what? I was wrong, but we're going to beat the hell out of him next time we play him. And that's where you ought to do it if you believe it. If not, then don't say anything. Stay in your little shell.
I think the reason why he didn't believe it is because what Lane Johnson alluded to after the game.
Yeah.
People were late to meetings, late to practice. They said this was a wake-up call. I think Doug Peterson said, I'm guaranteeing we're going to win this game. And then he got a chance to watch his team be careless, be reckless, be unprofessional. Saw that secondary in practice maybe get bombed on a couple of times. He was like, I take back everything I just said.
Yeah.
You can't blame them, especially with the way they looked. But I think if you make a statement like that, you got to stick by it. But also, if you're in the NFL, you got to be a professional. Showing up late to meetings, showing up late to practice, that's all garbage, honestly. It's a right. No, it's a privilege, not a right to be in the NFL. You got to take advantage.
Pat, you guys know, I'm sorry, one thing, that if you put everything you have into preparation, practice, all, film study, everything, if you put everything you have into it, that doesn't guarantee you victory.
Nope.
But if you don't, it guarantees defeat. And if they're going to show up late to meetings and all that, I wish I would have known that. I would have, gone to Vegas or something, because to me, you got no chance.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports, highlights, and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content,